What's up guys, welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be talking about the much anticipated Jordan 1 Dark Mocha. This shoe already released October 31st on Halloween, and it came in men's sizes and grade school sizes, aka smaller sizes for kids and girls. And this video is just going to be on like whether or not you should consider buying it, or you should consider buying it because it is very similar, very similar to the Travis Scott 1 collaboration as well that came out a few years ago. Just a little bit about the shoe. It came out on October 31st on Halloween, a couple weeks back. It retailed for $170. Came in men's size and grade school sizes, which is for like kids and women who tend to have smaller feet. You could have bought those on sneakers. I think there was a couple raffles on like end clothing, and even like I think Essence had like a release on that too. I don't really remember. There was a lot of stock for this shoe, unlike the collaboration with Travis Scott, because you know that was really limited edition. That was a shoe that was very sought out for a few years, and even now it's still like very comparable to the Dark Mocha. The Dark Mocha is a black toe instead of like the whole shoe being this suede brown, but it's still with this like suede-ish finish, and that's what makes it so similar to the Travis Scott one. So we'll just get back like into the video a little bit about that. This shoe was teased back in like November of 2019, so it's been about a year, almost a year before the shoe came out that teaser images came out about the shoe, and like a lot of people were very excited for this shoe. I would say more so like not as many people were excited as like the people who were kind of like, oh, it's just like a knockoff or like bootleg of the Travis Scott one. I mean, if you care about that, like, then you care about that, right? So the shoe was a teaser. There was a bunch of pictures going around, and people were kind of just comparing it to the Travis Scott one and kind of making fun of it too. And honestly, like I could see why people would want to make fun of it, just because it is so similar. Like the color, the finish, and then even just like the material itself, the same silhouette. Like price point, I mean, the collaboration was a little more expensive, but they were just like too close in proximity to like coming out. Teaser picture came out like a year after like the Travis Scott one came out, and so people were kind of just like, oh, what is going on? Like, why are they releasing another shoe that looks exactly like it? Yeah, there was a lot of stock for this shoe. I would say just as much stock as like the Obsidian ones. That doesn't stop people from, you know, buying it, like buying them in bulk too. So this is a very versatile shoe. I would say I have the Travis Scott ones. I don't have the Dark Mochas, just because they are so similar in look that I don't feel like I need both. Otherwise, like, I mean, like, what was the point, right? I would rather just get another shoe. But if you already have one, I would say don't get the other. They're way too similar, and if you are the type of person who just doesn't want to buy like the Dark Mochas because they look so similar to the Travis Scott ones, like I would just not do it, because you're gonna have to live with that like for the rest of like however long you wear those shoes, if you care that much. But if you don't care, I totally recommend getting this shoe because it is a fall color. We're deep into like the fall season now, even though it doesn't feel like it, and I just feel like it could be like a staple in your closet. And I just did a recent video on like fall essentials. I didn't include those shoes because I don't have them, but any like brown suede sneaker is really great for fall. So I totally recommend getting the Dark Mocha ones if you don't have the Travis Scott ones. And I wish I had them actually with me to do a comparison, because they do look a little bit different no matter like how similar they may look in pictures. I think the Dark Mochas are like a little bit darker, the ones right here, but I think the Dark Mochas are a little bit darker than the suede on the Travis Scott one. These are like more light, and I would say it's more of a muted brown too. This sole area is a little bit yellow, kind of vintage yellow, and then obviously like the back has that cactus jack on it, but I don't really see that the difference is that big enough to where you would want to pay like $1,000, $2,000 plus for this shoe, especially if you're a girl. Like this sizes for the Travis Scott one is so expensive right now. I honestly think I just got lucky with that, because I bought it when like right before Corona hit and stuff, so they were still expensive. Like, trust me, don't ever pay that much for a shoe, especially if you don't care that much about your shoes. And there's like another alternative. Like if I didn't have that shoe, I would totally be going for the ones like the Dark Mochas. But yeah, I just got lucky with those, so I ended up getting them, and I think the similarities are too high for me to to want to get like the dark mochas, even though I think they're a really great shoe and they're a really great alternative to the Travis Scott ones. I don't think that people should feel ashamed to wear these shoes, especially if the Travis Scott one is like almost impossible to attain. It's just not like attainable at all because it's so like expensive, and I don't think anyone should pay the price for that shoe, because like you could buy so many other shoes with that much money, or you can buy like other things with that much money. You can buy a used car with that much money. I definitely don't recommend people like spending that much money unless you have just like hella money to burn like that. You do you. But yeah, so I totally recommend like getting the dark mochas. They are just a great like shoe. I think a neutral shoe, you know, like the Jordan brand, they don't really do a lot of like brown colors. They do a lot of classic like red, blue, white, and then mix together the red, blue toes and stuff, but you don't really see like neutral colors coming back yet. I think this is a start of like a neutral like wave of Jordan 1 retro highs. Otherwise, I don't think that it's gonna be like coming back full swing like just yet. So it would be like a good idea to pick these up while they're cheap. Dark mocha on StockX, it says it is around $385, $380 for a size 8 to 8.5. I mean, that's still pretty expensive, but like that is the average price of a shoe, like a Jordan 1 now on StockX, and like I think that's the average price if you were to buy even just on like GOAT. Like I don't know if it's gonna, you can always bid, but like it's not gonna get any cheaper. Maybe like if more stock comes out, or if they restock the shoe, which is like highly likely, or like I think it's highly likely. In the grade school, the same exact shoe, a 4.5 youth or 5 youth, which is like a 5 men's, 4.5 men's, is gonna be like around $340 to $350. And I mean, with tax and everything, it's still gonna come out to probably around $400, and that's like still pretty expensive. Not as expensive as the Travis Scott ones, but like, you know, it's up there for Jordan, even though that is the average amount now, which is kind of sad. It's just become so trendy, and like after the Last Dance documentary, like these things happen. So the price premium, they said, is 165% over the original retail price. So if you can get these like pretty cheap from like your local reseller or like your local Facebook page, then I would definitely consider doing that. Otherwise, StockX is your only bet, or even just like GOAT or Grailed possibly. But I definitely would recommend getting this instead of like going for the Travis Scott one, unless like the Travis Scott ones are your Grailed, or like you've wanted them for a long time and this is the sign telling you to go buy them now because a quote-unquote bootleg version has come out of the dark mochas. So I would just go ahead and pull the trigger and do it. I think brown is a really good match for a lot of clothes too. I don't think it like doesn't match anything, and I think it comes with like another pair of laces, I'm not sure, but you can always buy like extra laces anyways to make them look like the Travis Scott ones, or like, you know, the SBs, the pink and brown ones. You can always buy like pink shoelaces and make it look like that. So I would totally recommend. I think I've said that like enough times already, but there are some other shoes that are coming out. I'm not really interested in any of those, but I'm interested in seeing other people's videos on them. I think the most anticipated of the season was the dark mocha for sure. I'm just reading off the Nike page, and it's just like a film. They said that this OG AJ1 employs a new twist on a familiar color scheme, continuing its rich history with the Jordan brand. The crisp mocha color blocking on soft nubuck leather gives this OG a clean, subtle look. It looks like suede to me. I think it is suede, but very soft leather in the front. Yeah, it looks exactly like, I just inserted a picture here from the Nike website, but it looks exactly like the Jordan 1 Travis Scott collaboration. They are on the market for about $300 to $400 depending on your size, and you know, there's always like a $50 to $60 difference between those. Yeah, if you want to pick them up, I think that you should pick them up soon, because at some point they're probably going to go up even higher when more stock comes, or like if no restocks come out, then I would just consider picking them up now and be safe about it. But definitely don't pay like the premium. This video is coming out maybe about like a week after the release, so I would definitely don't buy the shoe right after it comes out, because it's gonna be at its highest point unless the shoe has become really rare. But with this stock amount, it's definitely not gonna be like a rare shoe. It'll be like kind of expensive to get, but it's at least attainable, and you have places you can buy it, unlike the Union ones or like the Travis Scott ones or like the Paris Dunks. It's not very limited like that or expensive, so I would definitely just like go out and get those if you're really thinking about it already, or just thinking about it in general. If you like this video. You can give it a thumbs up, you can share it with friends, you can do whatever you want with it. It will be here for you to refer back to if you were thinking about buying the dark mocha ones, which I think are a great shoe. Don't care about what anyone says. Like if they're calling you like a bootleg, like you still paid around like $400 for a shoe, or crazy and paid like $1,200 for the Travis Scott one. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.